Hello, everyone. This is me, the True Texan American, and I am going to be talking about Roe vs. Wade because that's a hot topic right now. And it's like the only time I'm ever on time with anything, I guess. But Roe vs. Wade, it's the conclusion was not even the correct conclusion. They put it down to opinions when they made the conclusion instead of sticking to the facts. And that's not what the judicial branch is supposed to do. The judicial branch is supposed to judge what the Constitution says and say whether or not something's constitutional, not use the judicial branch for their political gains, which is in this case what happened. Now the Democratic Party is afraid the Republican Party are going to use it for political gains, which I guess could be true because of the Roe versus Wade thing. They want to overturn it, and they're afraid that there's going to be make it be banned in a lot of states across America, which that isn't exactly it's not exactly accurate. It's going to go down to the states where the states decide. In states where most people want their abortions, like New York and California, are going to keep them open. States like Texas, for example, abortions may be legal for a little bit, but the people in Texas, most of the people are against abortion. So yeah, it's probably going to eventually get banned in Texas. But that's how democracy works. It's the way it is. I'm not. This isn't going to talk about for abortion or against abortion. It's just stating the facts right now. I can do another video for or against abortion. I've already done one previously, but I can do one in more detail. The whole argument that they had for the Roe versus Wade was the 14th Amendment in the Constitution. And where they're pointing to is Section 1. In the 14th Amendment, it says, in Section 1, it says, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the law. Now, they're talking about property here, and this is where it gets into the more opinion-based. They're saying that it's the woman's right because of her body, her property. But again, that's opinion. That's making the Constitution say whatever you want. Because for a lot of people, it's the baby's alive, and you can argue for abortion in this whole thing because it shall deprive any person of life. People argue that the babies are alive in there, so you shouldn't have abortion because it's depriving them of life. Abortion should be illegal. This is where we get into the interpreting the Constitution, though. This is where we go into the opinions. Okay? The Roe versus Wade, the reason why they won was because of opinion, not facts. The Constitution does not specifically protect abortion. It can be amended to protect abortion, and if they do that, then it's protected under the Constitution. But as of now, it's not. Because to a lot of people, and a lot of people believe this, it's not the woman does not have the property rights when it comes to a baby inside of their body, or fetus. It's a fetus, which is it's so it nowhere in here does it actually even say anything about abortion. Anywhere in the Constitution does it say anything about abortion. It's all, the whole thing's opinion. You use mental gymnastics to get there. It's protect property, and the woman's body is her own property, so she should be allowed to have an abortion. Well, you shouldn't deprive anyone of life, and the baby and what people who are against abortion say the baby inside them is alive. So when you're killing them, you're depriving them of life. So abortion should be illegal. That's literally. That's where you go into. That's getting way into opinion based, and it could change. It could change on a flip of a dime. It's not the reason why Democrats are so afraid right now is because they know it's opinion based. They know it's not standard in fact, and that it can be overturned. This whole protection of property thing was part of the same reason why slavery was such a big issue. The slaves were considered life, and they were considered property. And it was to protect their property. It's like the same exact argument. But right now, back then, it was just more opinions. But then later on, we got more facts, and we learned that they were actually living people. Well, we knew they were living people. It's just people started to believe it. They weren't just property. They were living human beings. The same thing could be said here. In fact, most women are against abortion. If you do any real poll, women, the people who are pregnant, are against abortion. The people who say, I don't really care if you can have an abortion, those are more men. Men are the ones that are more for abortion than women. And all these abortion clinics, it's just... The facts are, the Constitution does not defend abortion. It defends property, which is like home, your car, your shoes. It defends life. It defends their liberty. A woman who is pregnant does not have any less rights than a dead person. You can't force a woman that is pregnant to give up her heart or kidney or anything. You can't force a dead man, unless he signed before he died, to give up his stuff. It's not, they don't have any less rights at that point. It's, if you really want the Constitution to protect abortion, you can amend it. Democrats who are for abortion, find the people, get the majority of the seats. The majority of America really wants that, you should be able to do that easily. Get the majority of seats, get a president, and then amend the Constitution. Make it defend abortion. Until then, it doesn't defend abortion. It's just, you're interpreting it with opinion. And it goes down to the state at this point. Each state decides. You want to change that? You can change that. But do it the right way. Don't